All right, this week's assignment is called the stress journal, and we are going to document all the times that we encounter stress and what we're feeling inside. We're going to take all those things that we've learned, kind of put them into action. So use those health skills. So you're going to open the stress journal assignment, and it would be very difficult to document every single moment of stress. So I don't want to stress you out more with this assignment, but I do want us to recognize when we're feeling stressed, what kind of stress it is, what's going on in our body, how we reacted to it. It's really good to write these things down so we can reflect on those and change our behavior. Because if we don't ever get a chance to reflect on behavior that isn't good, we're not going to be able to change it. So when you open the stress journal, you just see a table and it's got columns. So I'm going to go through an example for you of what kind of information I want you to include in this assignment. So I want you to pick one or two significant stressors you had that day, each day for a week. You're going to monitor your stress levels for a week. And when you recognize those, you can, if one happens in the morning, go ahead and write that down. But if you need the whole day to happen and then you think about what kind of stress you went through that day, that's perfectly fine as well. But we're going to document, the reason why we're documenting date and time is because we can see a pattern on when our major stress levels are. Maybe we get more stressed around 3 o'clock in the afternoon because we are tired and hungry. That's generally a lull point for people in the middle of the day where we need some energy and food and a break from what we've been doing all day long. So we can really see make a lot of good, or get a lot of good information from knowing what time and day our stress happened. So we'll just enter in today's date and the time. We'll just say 3 o'clock is when the stress happened. And then the stressor is what caused the stress. And remember, there are lots of different stressors out there. So we're just going to say that at this time we are cleaning our room. Not learning our room. We're cleaning our room. Maybe not our. And that causes a lot of stress because our room hasn't been cleaned for a week. So we are in full panic mode. It seems overwhelming. We don't know where to put things, and it just is very stressful. So we're going to say this is a distress. It's negative. Okay. Our symptoms. What do we feel? We need physical and mental symptoms. I want these to be detailed. So when we got into our room and saw the big giant mess, our heart started racing, heart rate increased, muscles tensed, we got maybe some butterflies in our stomach. And then mentally, we felt anger, frustration, overwhelmed. The reaction to this stressor was that we yelled, maybe. We clenched our fist. Maybe we started blaming, yelling at our siblings, and maybe after all that anger and emotion, we sat on the floor and cried. Now, all of those reactions probably aren't the best and most healthy for us to get the chore of getting our room clean. So maybe in the future, a future healthy reaction, if we come to something that's overwhelming as cleaning our room after a week of being messy, we can take deep breaths. We're going to practice our deep breathing. We're going to even say 10 breaths. And then we're going to close our eyes and tell ourselves we can do this. I can clean my room. Let's see, close our eyes and speak an affirmation. Positive affirmation. And then we're just going to start picking up clothes. Okay, we're just going to start with one thing. That seems easy. So the next time when we get to this stressor of our room being so messy, we can do our deep breaths, we can close our eyes and tell ourselves we can do this, and then we're just going to go start picking up clothes. Because once we have one of the tasks done, then it doesn't seem so overwhelming. And so I hope that gave you a good example of what kind of information I want on this assignment, and I hope that this can be something that you enjoy doing that doesn't give you more stress. But also remember that not all stress is negative. So if you scored 100% on your math quiz, write that down. Share those moments that are positive in your life as well. Maybe you got a new trick at your tumbling class, or you learned a new song at piano lessons. So write those things down too. Don't just dwell on the negative that can happen. And we can do that, and that really brings us down and doesn't help us motivate or get us motivated to want to work on becoming more positive and overcoming the stress. So focus on the positive too, and good luck.